He's the quietest player besides Derrick Rose, in my opinion.
The thing with the MVP award, it's not the greatest player. It's the best player in the league. It's the best player.
All right, thanks for joining us today for this Milford Hawks matchup versus the Stoughton Black Knights. Sorry about that. We were just getting some final roster clarifications. Number 2 is 27, Nealon? Okay, thank you. Number 10 for Stoughton is 39. So some last-second corrections for Stoughton Black Knights, but we already have a 1-0 lead for the Hawks as Brendan White scores. This is Bobby Moonchild on the call with Nealon Reisman on camera. And bear with us as we always get some surprises with the visiting team's roster. And just a 2-man crew today as we are also covering softball today, so bear with us as I change the score. All right, we get a 1-0 game here. Just like to mention before we get going with the action on the field, just want to say our hearts are with the Stoughton team and everyone who's part of the Stoughton community after the tragic events over the weekend. But back to action here, number 3. That's Justin Lee for the Stoughton Black Knights. He's going to work it over to number 15, Sean Doherty, the captain. So now Lee up top.
But imagine, though, he deserves to be a starter. Next year with all
in net for the Hawks is the wonderful Evan Hazard, goes by the nickname Beeves. Still one of the top goalies in the Hawk in terms of save percentage. So keep an eye on him as we get a shot, and there he makes a save. So Hazard with a save there early in this one, 1-0 with just under 11 minutes to go. Brendan White now with the ball. White had a great game last. White inside to Lagore, and he scores. Well, the Hawks are off to a quick start as they are not even giving me a chance to talk about the last few games that we've covered. As White brings it straight up the middle, finds Lagore wide open, and Lagore gets an easy one there. So the Hawks have been really stepping up after some tough times early this season. The last few games, they've looked a lot better. They've really improved in all aspects of this game. And on the faceoff, we have Hazard winning it, and he's quickly into the offensive zone. Coming off the bench is Gallagher now, number 3. He's got the ball. Hazard now. That's Ryan Hazard, brother of Evan Hazard in net. Gallagher with a shot on net and a nice save there. And the rebound pops out, goes off. I don't even know if he was expecting to take a shot here, but Blanchette has the goal. So Chase Blanchette with the 3rd goal, and this is one of the quickest starts all season for the Hawks. And they have definitely brought their A game after a spectacular senior night showing here at the field on Friday night under the lights. That was an 8-7 win over AMSA, but that game was just a barn burner from start to finish. Here you have number 16, Danny Farrell, for the Hawks with the ball. He's going to move it quickly in. Blanchette picks it up. Over to Lagore, Josh Lagore, number 20. Lagore with a goal already. Lagore likes that spin around the net move. He fires wide, though. Deflected by a Black Knight stick. Ryan Hazard with the ball here for the Hawks. Wow, and he goes 5-hole on the goalie for the Knights, and I believe that's number 33, Thomas Radcliffe. If Neeling can confirm, get a shot of the goalie there. Is that 33 or 30? Yes, 33. So Radcliffe in net for the Knights has no chance on that shot, as Hazard was looking the whole way, and quickly the Hawks have a 4-0 lead. Very early in this game. Still the first with 9 minutes left. Here's Gallagher with the ball. Gallagher taking his time. Andrew Gallagher with a shot that goes wide over the net. A lot of individual efforts on the 4 goals so far. Here's Lagore losing the ball and picks it back up, and the goalie has it in the crease. That's Ratcliffe for the Knights. Ratcliffe works it up to number 12, Colin Sanda. Sanda. Number 2, who we were having trouble with on the roster for the Knights, is Luke Baton over on the far side. 15 has it now. That's Sean Doherty. Doherty looking for a shot. That was a tough angle, though, that goes through the crease and out of play. Baton over to 14. And again, struggling to find a 14 on the roster. Stoughton making it tough for us. Unless I saw that number incorrectly, in which case it was probably a 24. So again, bear with me. 15 is Sean Doherty. Over to Mike Tracy. Mike Tracy behind the net for the Knights. And that's Josh McNamara. Doherty looking for a play, gives it up behind the net to Tracy. Good defense here by the Hawks. McLaughlin, number 24, gives it over to Baton. Baton with a low shot. That's going to skip out of bounds. So those 4 quick goals catching everyone off guard. Some fans showing up are surprised by the early lead, as there's still 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. The boys play 4 quarters. Quickly up the field is number 32. I believe that's Sorella for the Hawks. It's Brendan White now up top. Works it over to Hazard. Hazard has trouble with it, being harassed by number 20, Nate Wilson, on the defense. Hazard still gets a shot off, a bounce shot, but that's high and out of play. Hazard is always working through a lot of contact and is never afraid to take a shot. Real tough player. Here's Lagore in the corner. Up high to Andrew Gallagher. Hazard flips it to White, but White couldn't get a handle on it, and Hazard recollects. Gallagher, he's taking a shot and he scores. He saw an opening there. Five quick goals for the Hawks. The Knights have got to come up with some answers soon. They're going to find them in themselves in a large hole. Here on the face-off is number 14, Jack LeBlanc, midfielder for the Hawks. Haven't called his name much. Whoa. Okay, we're getting an update on the softball game right now, and it is currently 21-0 in the bottom of the second for the Lady Scarlet Hawks. And I'm sorry, I just got that text, and let's get back to this game. But man, that is incredible. So again, Milford TV doing double duty today as we cover both softball live, and we'll have tape delay of this game for you on Milford TV as well. A big hit by number 26 on Brendan. I'm sorry. It was number 26 for Stoughton, Nate Wilson. Giving a big hit to number 22, Mike Demko. Demko very familiar with our cameraman, Neelan Reisman, as they recently got into a car accident. But enough of that. Back to this game. Here's Ratcliffe working out into the middle of the field, comes way out of his crease. He hits number 3, Justin Lee, the captain. And Stoughton loses control of the ball. So with an early, large lead in the first, we'll probably see some substitutions here for the Hawks coming in as Hazard works it over to Blanchette, Chase Blanchette. Up the far side. Back of the net now. Oof, and Brendan White with a wicked shot off the hand of one of the defenders for the Black Knights. So Demko to White with the shot, but no chance there as a nice defensive block was made. Knights finding themselves in a precarious position here as they have no goaltender, a wide open net, and Brendan White scores an easy one. That was just bad communication all around for the Knights. Dangerous play to pass it back. And it ended up backfiring on them. So with a timeout here, much needed timeout for the Black Knights. It's 6-0 with 2:31 left to go in the first quarter. We'll be back here on Milford TV. Back to action here on the faceoff. It's McLaughlin for the Knights, winning the faceoff, attempting to get it to Mike Tracy, but Tracy loses the handle. And number 19 for the Hawks on the defensive end, Danny Santos is fighting for the ball, but Stoughton retains possession. Sean Doherty Working inside, Evan Hazard makes a save, but there's a whistle, and Stoughton will get the ball back. Mike Tracy making that pass in front. Doherty in the corner now. Ball gets away from Stoughton. And Lagore now comes away with the loose ball. He loses after a good hack on the defensive end from Stoughton. Colin Sanda with the ball now. And here's a rocket of a shot. Nice shot from Baton, number 2, but it was a bit wide. Now here's Brad Russo, number 6 for the Knights with the ball. Russo over to McNamara. McNamara over to Baton. Baton to Russo. To Sanda. Now to Doherty and back to the net. It's Tracy. And Chase Blanchette comes away with a loose ball. He's up the far side with great speed. Now he's got options. To the corner. Recollected by Demko. Demko loses the ball though. He's hacking away. And that guy doesn't even have the ball anymore. And Ratcliffe comes away with it, gets it up the field. And Danny Farrell is going to receive a whistle. So Danny Farrell will take a knee here. He was called for an infraction. Stoughton with the ball. So things settling down now after 6 quick unanswered goals from the Hawk. And Stoughton wisely takes a timeout as they have a chance here with the man advantage to at least get a tally on the board. So we'll take a timeout as well. 6-0 with 20 seconds left in the first quarter. Thanks for watching Milford TV. All right, ready? Out of the timeout, Stoughton with the man advantage. See if they can capitalize. Sanda with the ball looking for options. And he's going to let the clock run out on the quarter. So, not even a shot was taken by Stoughton out of that timeout with the man advantage. So, going now into the second quarter, the Hawks still with a commanding lead, 6-0. We'll be back on Milford TV. Welcome back to the start of the second quarter. Milford versus Stoughton here at Milford High School. Colin Sanda up top over to Mike McLaughlin, over to Sean Doherty. Behind the net now is Baton. Baton over to Humanick, Max Humanick. Humanick to Baton. Justin Lee, the captain, up top, directing traffic. He gives it up to McLaughlin. Stoughton no longer with the man advantage now. Lee to Baton. Stoughton reluctant to take any kind of shots here, but still great defense by the Hawks. to keep them honest on the offense. Here's Doherty, a captain for the Stoughton Black Knights. Behind the net to Humanick. Humanick out front. Oh, it was a good look, but Justin Lee missed it. And now Chase Blanchette. It's good speed again. Quickly, the Hawks set up. Hawks have done a good job of setting up early in the offensive zone ahead of the defense. And that's what led them to an early 6-0 lead. The Hawks built that 6-0 lead with incredible intensity right from the first horn. Here's Hazard. Over to Gallagher. Gallagher taking a shot off the pipe. That was a good quick shot. Surprising the goalie, but goalie's best friend, the pipe, makes a stop there. There's Brendan White over to Gallagher. Hazard. Hazard again fighting off contact to get a shot. That's his MO. And the Hawks, as a team, have just been shooting first, ask questions later. That's been their mentality in this game so far. Setting up early and not wasting any time. Testing this goaltender, Ratcliffe. And a quick shot by Hazard is well wide of the net, and that goes out of play. Hawks still with the ball. Demko brings it in over to Lagore. Top to Brendan White. White with a spectacular game Friday night. One of his goals towards the end of the games, it gave the Hawks a good separation for the lead. And it was just a bull rush over a defender, and he took it the entire length of the field to score on his own. Here's Hazard here. He's got a good angle. Looks like it kicked off the foot of the goaltender, Ratliff. Lagore fighting for the ball in the corner. Demko gets away with it. Good work by Lagore to keep control. And here's Brendan White. Tries for the bounce shot, but sails high. Hazard's going to come out. And in comes number 16, Danny Farrell. Ratcliffe bringing it up. Ratcliffe, oh, I'm sorry, it was number 3, Lee, as Ratcliffe comes out for it. Stoughton likes to have that goalie come out and ready for a pass as they break it out. And that backfired once against them already, but they tried it again and worked a little bit better as it didn't result in a goal, but still a turnover for the Knights there as Gallagher got a shot away, but that went wide. Here's Brendan White to Gallagher. Hazard now. Gallagher straight away, and he misses the net. Nice look from Hazard to find the mismatch with Gallagher, who had a wide open look, but couldn't capitalize there. Hazard now. And does that go over the line? No. A nice save, reactionary save from Ratcliffe. Hazard had the shot he wanted. Ratcliffe was able to keep it out of the net. Here's Justin Lee, the captain. He's got a lane, collapsing defense. They're fighting for it. We have a flag, penalty flag here. Thanks for joining us for our third game of the year for Scarlet Hawks boys lacrosse coverage. The first season we are covering lacrosse at all. I'm Bobby Moonchild, not Tim Coet. Alongside me is my camera operator, Neelan Raceman. Behind the net is Baton for the Knights. Humanick now to Baton. Looking for options in front. He finds Lee, Justin Lee, with a nice goal, straightaway shot. No chance for Hazard. And that puts the Knights on the board for the first time in this game. It's 6-1. Justin Lee showing why he's a captain. The Knights did a much better job of directing traffic on that play, settling into the offensive zone. They got a quick quality chance and capitalized early after setting up. They'll need more of that if they want to stay in this game. And the Hawks have lost a little bit of momentum here, so they got to pick up the pace a little bit and get back, assert themselves. Here's Sean Doherty, number 15 for the Black Knights. Over to McNamara, Joshua McNamara. Brad Russo coming in now. And Sanda also steps onto the field. Behind the net is Bainton. To his right is Humanick. Let's see if he looks for him. Humanick cuts back around the net. Bainton out top now. Over to McNamara. Bainton. Danny Farrell on the defensive side, trips up. Bainton. Farrell working Bainton. Puts a body on him. Keeps him out of that slot area. And Bainton worked through, but good defense. Good help there on the defensive end. And Hazard comes away with it. Hazard quickly into the offensive zone. Brendan White looking for the shot, and he scores. That is textbook there. A defensive stop on one end. Working it quickly up the field. A nice look from Hazard to White. And it's 7-1 now. Very nice response from the Hawks after the goal by the Knights, the first goal. The Hawks did exactly what they needed to do. So now on the faceoff is Ryan Hazard for the Hawks. He wins it easily. Over to Lagore. Hazard recollects. Hazard inside to White for another quick goal. It's 8-1 Hawks. So Hazard to White has been the connection for the Hawks for the last two goals. 4:21 left in the second quarter. A lot of game left. Jack LeBlanc on the face-off for the Hawks, and he quickly goes to the bench after the face-off win. Here's Andrew Gallagher. No playoffs this year for the Hawks, but they're showing some real improvement over the last couple weeks. So it must be a nice feeling for these seniors as they end their lacrosse careers here. Nice save by Ratcliffe on the shot from White. Justin Lee, the captain for the Knights, bringing it up the field. Makes it through three Hawks. Good work there by the defense as number 27, Will Middlecoat, made a nice defensive play. Hazard stripped up as he comes up the field. It's Middlecoat. Middlecoat spins around, makes a nice move. Oh, off the crossbar. Middlecoat with a nice individual effort, leaving his defensive. And we have a timeout here. So with 2:30 left to go in the second quarter. It's 8-1, Milford versus Stoughton. Back to action out of the timeout. Brendan White losing the ball here. And here's a battle. It's number 23 for the Knights. Tries to get away with it. That was Yanni Yatanis. Or Yanni. Okay, that's up for your interpretation, whether it's Yanni or Yanni. Here's Lagore. Oh, that's in. Just finds the inside of the pipe. Nice bounce shot. Shooting over his body. That was a nice shot from Lagore. It's 9-1 now. Lagore had a step on his man, and it became a one-on-one situation with the goaltender. And he went far post. Skipped it in. Nice win by Jack LeBlanc on the faceoff for the Hawks. Gives it up to Gallagher, and LeBlanc quickly comes off the field, so apparently LeBlanc is a face-off specialist now. Hazard comes into the game for LeBlanc. Gallagher behind the net, great speed, throws it over his shoulder for the shot, but that was a tough angle. Here's Hazard with a nice pass, nice feed from Lagore, and a better save from Ratcliffe. Seeing signs of life periodically from the Stoughton Black Knights. And if they can just get in our offensive zone a little bit longer, they might be able to get back in this game. Some big hacks from the defensive side from the Hawks. And Stoughton will give up the ball back to the Hawks. Here's Demko to Lagore. Lagore directing traffic. Gallagher up high over to the corner to Hazard. Ryan Hazard. Hazard finds White. White takes a quick shot, but that's wide. Duo of Hazard and White has been really clicking here today. Here's Hazard again. And this time he takes it himself. Finds his way into the slot and scores. It's now double digits on the board for the Hawks. 10-1. An absolutely beautiful day here at Milford High School. The athletic fields being used quite well, as we are also covering softball, the MHS softball team versus Sharon over on the other side of this facility. And on the face-off, it's Jack LeBlanc, and he also takes a shot, and again, he'll quickly go to the bench. Well, they keep him in the game, actually. So LeBlanc coming in for faceoffs, and that time he was able to get a shot off. But that is the end of the first half. So with a commanding lead, the Hawks on top 10-1 over the Stoughton Black Knights. We'll take a break, and we'll come back for the third quarter here on Milford TV. 10-1 as Jack LeBlanc starts the third quarter with a face-off win and a quick shot. That's a bounce shot. Goes high over the net. So let's see if LeBlanc stays in the game after the face-off. Nope, quickly comes back to the bench. And in comes Hazard. Jack LeBlanc, face-off specialist for this game. Almost had a goal in the second quarter, the end of the second quarter. So let's see if he gets some more chances this game as, once again, dangerous plays out of the net. And a quick shot now in net for Stoughton Black Knights is Johnny Mahan replacing Ratcliffe. And Stoughton tried that play again where they bring the goalie out of his net, way out of his net. Here's number 32 for the Hawks. That's CJ Sorella. Sorella stepping up from the defensive side. And he takes a shot. There's Demko behind the net for the Hawks. Over to Brendan White. White has a couple goals on the day. Here's Lagore faking the shot, and up top, Hazard over to Gallagher.
Yeah, because they can actually hit each other with the sticks.
There's Hazard with a heavy shot. He had a lot on that, but he goes wide. Slight wind here, but other than that, an absolutely perfect day. Wind working its way into the faces of the Hawks against the Hawks here. Don't think that will be an issue. Here's Gallagher trying to make a move around Justin Lee. And Gallagher works his way around the perimeter and fires and scores. It's 11-1, Milford Hawks. On the face-off was number 10, Amam Futa. Futa losing the face-off to Jack LeBlanc, and Demko with a shot, and that's stopped by Mahan. Stoughton will regain possession, and they're going to finally get a chance to work in their offensive zone. They're not wasting any time here. Here's Baton. Luke Baton with a shot that goes out of play. Charlie Morgan, number 38, with the ball now. He's behind. He gives it up to Humanik behind the net. Humanik over to Baton. Number 24, Mike McLaughlin with the ball. He's being harassed. He finds his way around that defender. Works it to the corner to Charlie Morgan. To Humanik. Here's Colin Sanda now. And Morgan to Brad Russo. Humanick. Baton. McLaughlin and over to, oh, good defense there. Good stick work by Hazard to work the ball free. Danny Farrell now with the ball, nice move, twisting his way inside, but he backs off, gives it to Lagore. In comes Gallagher off the bench. And Danny Farrell will come out. And inside to Demko. Demko turns and fires, but he goes wide off the near side. Looks like Middlecote, Will Middlecote, inside. Middlecote just came off of the bench for the Hawks. Quickly finds his way into the slot area and fires a shot that bounces over the net. Oh, Lagore disappointed with that pass. Hazard lost it off his stick, and Milford still has the ball with Gallagher collecting. He's a straightaway shot. Oh, and he gives it up. Hazard doesn't take the shot, and he ends up losing the ball. Milford has won the majority of the loose balls here, as they have been relentless since the first horn. They had an early 6-0 lead with about 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter. And that's been the story of this game so far. Stoughton never really being able to get into a groove. And they started off with, Stoughton started with Thomas Ratcliffe in net, and they've switched out Ratcliffe for Mahan. And even that is not providing any answers so far, as we have another goal for the Hawks, and it's 12-1. Nealon, did you see who shot that? That was Ryan Hazard, as I looked at my roster quickly and missed that goal. So Hazard with another goal is 12-1. It's a great day as the Hawks are up 12-1 on the lacrosse field, and over on the softball field, the Lady Scarlet Hawks just defeated the Sharon Eagles with a score of 27-0. So the Hawks are rolling today. On the face-off here is Jack LeBlanc again. And the Hawks win the face-off, and LeBlanc goes to the bench. And off the pipe, it's a shot from Gallagher. And coming off the bench is Hazard. The ball comes right back to him. The Hawks can do no wrong today as Lagore fights inside. Tries to get it over to Gallagher, but it's intercepted by number 35, Aiden Muhammad, for the Knights. And that's quickly regathered by Danny Santos on the defensive side for the Hawks. Here's Evan Hazard, who I haven't been able to call his name much today, as there's not a lot of shots being released by the Knights.
Come on, Milford, yeah, come on. Go.
Here we have a foul. So here's Justin Lee to Colin Sanda for the Knights. Over to Morgan. Sanda. Lee. To McLaughlin. Over to Baton, and now back up top to Sanda. Inside is Humanick. Humanick with a bounce shot. And it looked like Hazard get a slight piece of it. Still looked like it was going to go wide. Here's Bainton. Five minutes to go, still in the third quarter. It's Morgan to Bainton behind the net to Morgan. And up top, he's going to get a shot away. That's, oh, and a good deflection by number 2 for Milford. Evan has, I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Number 24, Chase Blanchette, knocked that ball away. And now Danny Farrell comes away at the left side, quickly into the zone. Here's Brendan White with a nice move. Oh, Brendan White took his free hand off the stick to get around that defenseman. Found himself right in front of the net for the score. It's 13-1 Hawks. As I said previously, no playoffs here for the Hawks this year, but tremendous improvement over the last few weeks. And it's really those what they've been able to work on has been shown here in this game. As they have a commanding 13-1 lead in the third quarter. Here's Sean Doherty working it up to Morgan. Morgan to Humanik. Over to Bainton. I'd like to see the Knights get a little bit more aggressive on the offensive side. It's Morgan to Humanik. And trying to find number 17 inside. Cutting inside was McNamara. Sanda. McNamara to Bainton. Sanda. Sanda's going to look for a shot. Didn't have a lot of speed on that, though, and that's an easy save for Hazard. The Beeves in net. Here's Jack LeBlanc. LeBlanc looking to make something happen here. Takes a nice whack on the back from Stoughton Knight. Here's LeBlanc. Will get some offensive zone time here. And no, he brings it in, and he quickly retreats to the bench. As Gallagher will come onto the field now. And Hazard trying to get the ball, but he's being double teamed here. Hazard still be, oh man, Hazard always ends up taking a lot of contact. Although he's not going to shy away from it, but seems like he always ends up on the bad side of things when it comes to contact. Here's a Lagore to Gallagher. Hazard, straightaway shot. Strong winds coming in, though. Might have played a little bit of the wind maybe playing a part in that shot being a little offline. Here's Brendan White wasting no time and just powers his way in front of the net and scores. Just a power move there for Brendan White. 14-1. And we're looking at a blowout now. I believe it's 14-1. The scoreboard still says 13-1. They may have just stopped keeping track. Nealon, am I correct with my score? Or? Okay. Unless that was not a goal, for some reason. All right, so with 35 seconds left, it's 14-1 Hawks in the third quarter. Not sure what the rule is for Mercy, but I think it's running time. So fourth quarter might go by quickly if that's the case. Wonderful display of teamwork here by the Hawks today, especially by the seniors.
There we go, Ryan!
Just great work on both ends. The only player that really hasn't done much at all is Evan Hazard, as the defense has been so strong. They've really cut down on any chances, quality scoring chances at all for the Knights. And so Hazard has really just probably been bored today in net. But when he has had to make a save, he's done it. And as we go into the fourth, it remains 14-1 in favor of the Hawks. We'll be back here for the fourth quarter on Milford TV. Welcome back to the fourth quarter here as the Hawks remain in the lead with a score of 14-1. Jack LeBlanc working the faceoff, but he loses one for the first time to Stoughton. So there's Charlie Morgan with the ball now. He works it over to Sean Doherty, the captain for the Knights. Doherty to Sanda. Sanda mishandles the ball. Charlie Morgan. Back of the net to Humanek. Baton. And here's, a good chance for McLaughlin, but he gave it up. That's been the story here for the Knights. They've been reluctant to take shots all game. Here's Humanek behind the net. McLaughlin had a nice chance there, turned and fired, but it went wide. Here's Humanek to Morgan. Doherty to Morgan. Humanek. Baton. Baton with a shot, a nice save by the Beavs, Evan Hazard. He hasn't been tested much, but he stepped up when he has. And he makes a long outlet pass, and that's gonna get away from the Hawks. So Hazard likes to make those long throws out of his crease after saves. Sometimes they connect, sometimes they don't. Most of the time they do. Here's Colin Sanda bringing it up with some urgency, which is a good sign for the Knights, as they would like to see a couple more goals on the scoreboard in their favor. Here's Morgan behind the net to Humanek. Over to Baton. Once again, the Knights taking their time as number 35 comes in. That's Aiden Mohammed. McLaughlin. Russo in the game as well up top. Here's Humanek to Baton. Russo cuts through the crease area. Mohammed over to McLaughlin. Charlie Morgan had an angle but gave it back to Humanek behind the net. Baton loses the ball, recollects. Baton tries to make a move around a Hawks player. I believe that was Gallagher. No, 8. It was number 8. There's an 8 on the field for the Hawks, but I don't have him on the roster, so your guess is as good as mine. Too bad, because he made a nice defensive play. All right, here's Baton. Baton with a low shot, but it's wide. Nice try. But the Knights really having a hard time setting up any kind of chances. They they're able to get it in the zone, but once they set up, it's just a lot of perimeter work and no shots. And that's why the score is 14-1 with under 8 minutes to go. And now number 8 for the Hawks finds a man in front. And real battle, a lot of contact, and that's knocked away. So a lot of substitutions now. Here's Jack LeBlanc cutting his way inside. Opts to not shoot. Gives it back to number 5. Now we're seeing some substitutions. It's Mike McGuire, number 5. And here's Will Middlecoat. As we see John Bay also in on the offensive side for the Hawks. Middlecoat still finding his way, twists his way out of the mess. Oh, it goes off the crossbar. That would have been a spectacular goal as he just went through a gauntlet of Knights to get the shot away. Just goes right off the top of the crossbar, though. So no bacon for Middlecoat, as that's not Legore, that's 25, that's another substitution. That is, Cullen Burns, the senior, finding his way onto the field. So Burns playing in that position where Legore usually is. Also John Bay on the field now in the offensive zone for the Hawks. So with the 14-1 score late in the game, we're seeing a lot of the secondary players for the Hawks find some time on the field. Here's Justin Lee, the captain. Tries to get a shot away, but that's stick checked. McLaughlin comes away with a loose ball up top to Sean Doherty. Over to Charlie Morgan, but he loses it. Jack LeBlanc is going to bring the ball back onto the field of play. LeBlanc with speed now. He gets hacked and tripped, and that should be a call. So Charlie Morgan will take a knee on the sideline, and the Hawks will have a man advantage here with under 5 minutes to go in the game. So it's garbage time now, and we'll see if some of the secondary players for the Hawks can get in on the scoring action. Jack LeBlanc bringing it up the field into the offensive zone, gives it to the unnamed number 8. Here's Cullen Burns with a shot straight away, and that is stopped by Johnny Mahan, the goaltender for the Knights. Mahan comes way out, being harassed. Very dangerous here. Mahan all the way into the offensive side and takes a shot on net. So goaltender to goaltender there. Don't see that much. And Mahan's got to get back into his crease area as the Hawks are bringing it right back up again with LeBlanc. And LeBlanc, a bounce shot over the net. So LeBlanc's had some good chances. And I have a couple of unnumbered names on the Milford roster. So number 8 could be Justin Paccio. We don't know. Number 5. All right, here's Cullen Burns. I'm sorry, that's not Cullen. That's Cullen Burns now with the ball. He's going to make a rush, but he gives it up to Middlecoat. Over to LeBlanc. And LeBlanc puts it right into the netting of the goaltender, Mahan. Mahan works it up to It's Colin Sanda. Sanda retreats back. Now in the game is Anthony. Oh boy, that's quite the name for Stoughton. DeBerardinis. Got some help there from a counterpart, Patrick Garapi, who just came over from our coverage of the Milford Scarlet Hawks softball game, commanding 27-0 win there. Hazard with the save and a quick outlet pass to number 10 for the Hawks, Ryan Donnellan. So Ryan Donnellan seeing some time here. He's a sophomore. Oh, a nice chance here for Cullen Burns, and he goes low. He wanted that one. So did his teammates on the bench. Made a nice twisting move in front of the net, turned and fired, but it went low and outside. Here's Burns. Up top to Middlecote. Under 2 minutes now in the game. Number 5 is Mike McGuire. Here's a good stop by Mahan. Mahan throws it out into the open field. And scooped up by Humanik. Sanda wants a goal. He takes a shot, but that's collected by Evan Hazard. Evan Hazard works it over to Josh Schreier, who loses the ball. A lot of substitutions coming in now. Also, a lot of substitutions on the Stoughton side as well. So Aiden Shane, number 48, comes into the game for Stoughton. And the last 30 seconds will tick off of this clock as a Hawk brings it up the field. That is number 16, Danny Farrell with the shot. And this should do it. The final horn of the game here. And that's going to do it. 14-1 is your final. The Hawks took an early, quick lead, 6-0, about 5 minutes into the first quarter. And from then on, it was all Hawks. The Knights never really had a chance in this game. They had good offensive time, zone time here and there, but never really took any chances, never really took a lot of shots. And that'll do it for this game. So thanks for watching. I'm Bobby Moonchild, alongside our cameraman for today, Neelan Raceman. We'll see you again here